Anyway, before I get to your calls and all that, I have my experts here, and they don't know what I'm about to ask. Because during the meeting this morning, at the last minute, I said to my producer, Sean, that I want all you experts in the studio this morning. I have a question. Interesting question. And they don't know I'm going to ask this, so you wonder, I bet he already told them. No, I didn't. Because I really want to hear what they think about this question. And then the question to you all out there in the world, too. Should a couple work on a relationship? If a man and a woman is in a relationship, should they work on that relationship? I'll go with Hassan first. He said, oh, Lord. Why? You're an expert. Why are you talking about, oh, Lord? What?
I still got to call on the Lord. Man. I know the answer is no.
How you know the answer is no?
But the Lord told me. But I'm going to say, in a practical way, and in a physical way, the only reason I'm going to say that yes, you do, because I realize that you're going to go through hell with whoever it is that you're in a relationship with, so you might as well just face it instead of thinking that, if I get with this person or go here or go there, it's going to be better.
Hold that thought for a minute.
Okay.
I will get an answer from a yes or no from everybody first, and then the explanation. Nick, should a couple, a man and a woman coupled together, work on a relationship?
No, I don't think so. I don't know what that means, to work on a relationship.
What?
Does it mean like talk a whole bunch?
So,
Because it's like I don't like doing all that talking.
So you say no or yes?
If that's
And
what
I'm gonna come back to you for the explanation.
All right, I'm gonna say I'll put it in no. I'll put my ballot in no.
Sean, should a couple, a man and woman in a relationship, whether they're dating or married, dating or marriage, should they work on their relationship?
No.
What do you say to that, Hake? Should a couple, whether married or not, man and woman work on their relationship?
I feel like the crowd said no, so I feel like I should say yes. But no.
No. Okay. So everybody say no? Oh, Nick, you said you didn't know?
No, I said no. I said no.
Oh. Okay, Hassan, you said no, but you went with yes.
Well,
Am I right?
I'm going with no in a spiritual sense because I know it's the right answer.
Well, how you know that's the right answer, though? Why you say that's the right answer, but you're about to give a yes explanation?
Well, because I know we're not really supposed to or can't work really on anything. I mean, we can work on ourselves, sort of, but even that is, of ourselves, we can do nothing. So I know from the spiritual point, the more we work on the relationship, with quotations, the more we're working it into hell, really. But I do think that there's a practical that, you do have to face it. Maybe not work on it, but you got to face the hell. Because no matter who it's going to be with, it's going to be a ride. So you got to, I think, deal with it. So maybe to work, no, but face it, yeah.
Well,
I don't know. Let's see what Nick says.
but let me ask, when you said face it, isn't facing it mean working on it? Or I don't want to put a leading question in your mouth.
Yeah, that's why.
Does facing it mean working on it? I mean, I'm asking you.
Yeah, yes.
So on one hand, you're saying no, but then on the other hand, you're saying yes then.
No, in the sense of spiritually, we can't force it. We have to just observe it and watch how it's happening in front of us. Wow, this is what's happening. This is how I'm reacting. And observe it. And that kind of, in a sense, is working on it. It's just kind of like you say, seeing it. And if both people are at least paying attention to themselves in it, then I think that's a form of working on it. But, yeah. I don't know. It's tricky.
So I'm confused, Hassan.
Me too. That's because I'm working on it.
That's funny. Nick, you said no.
I agree with Hassan.
About what? I don't even understand what Hassan's saying. What part you agree with on that?
I agree with it because it sounds like he's talking about working on yourself.
But the question is,
I know.
You know what?
That the question is to work on a relationship, and he said that you
Should
should
a
work.
couple together, they're already
Right.
together, whether married or dating, should they work on a relationship?
No. No, because it sounds like all this talking that people think you have to do, which really leads to more confusion. I've noticed any like problems that have arisen in a relationship. I notice that it's me reacting badly or anything, so it's just I don't really have to work on anything with the person. It's just myself, which is kind of what Hassan was describing. I think.
So how will you have a relationship if you don't work on it?
How will you have a relationship?
Yeah.
You already have one, I guess. You guys like the two people, the couple's a couple already. There's no more mystery or new levels you have to discover. I don't know what that all means. What are you working towards or making? Either y'all getting married or not.
No, if you're already married.
Oh, okay.
Either married or dating. Either way, should a man and a woman who are in a relationship work on it, their relationship?
Yeah, that still doesn't make sense to me. I don't know what I'm working on. If I'm already married to this person, we already have the marriage. Like, if there's issues that arise, then, deal with them as they come. But even then, I don't like this whole... Because working on a relationship, me growing up, I've heard that. Work on this. Work on a relationship. And growing up, that meant talking a whole bunch about nothing.
Okay. And Sean, you said no or yes?
I said no.
And why?
Because whenever you set up those kind of standards for each other in the relationship, you're not going to meet the standards. You're going to fall short if you set them up for yourself or for your partner. So, like you said,
No,
you
I
enter
meant marriage, not with a man.
right.
With a husband and wife or boyfriend and girlfriend.
My mistake. But yeah, so you say, you enter the kingdom of heaven first, and then all will be added onto you, and then it's just perfect. It just works. So there's nothing to work on when it's an actual relationship. But like the term friendship or like the term relationship, those things don't even exist. So there's nothing to work on.
Have you been, while growing up, were you told or when you got into a relationship that you should work on it? Were you ever told that? Or you ever heard that?
I've heard that. Yeah, I've definitely heard that.
And what did you think that meant at the time?
That meant, like Nick said, that meant having extended conversations where you don't really get anywhere. They say, communication is key in relationships. In a marriage, you got to communicate, and that to me is just another way of saying that that you have these long conversations and they don't really get anywhere because you're both trying to get something out of each other.
Amazing. And so it's possible to have a marriage between a man and a woman, or dating relationship, man and woman, without having to work on it?
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, you're not working on the relationship. You work on yourself, and the relationship will either work or it won't work. That's it. There's nothing to work on.
Oh, okay.
You work on, you get to know yourself, and the relationship will either work or it won't work.
What do you say to that, Hake? Should a married couple, man and a woman, or a dating couple, man and woman, should they work on their relationship?
No.
And why no?
Why'd you laugh?
Because you going with the crowd.
It's not in the Bible that you should be working on a relationship or a marriage. It doesn't say anything like that. It says, husbands, love your wives, and wives must respect the husband.
Obey your husband.
Yeah. And then it doesn't talk about dating at all, I don't think. Although it does talk about, oh, if you can't help yourself marry, whatever. If you can't help yourself but want to have sex.
Oh, yeah.
But it seems more like in the Bible, I've heard as a Christian growing up, you should work on your relationship with God. And I never really understood that either. I somewhat understood, oh, you should pray, have time alone. I kind of get that. But it seems like when you turn it into a priority, that's when things go wrong. When you turn the relationship or the woman or the man, I guess in the case of a woman, trying to work on her relationship with the man, that's when they get these wrong expectations because you don't know how to work at it other than be honest and loving and respectful, respectively.
Oh, okay. You bow your head to that? You agreeing with that? And why?
Because, like I said, when you set up standards for yourself, you're not going to meet those standards.
Oh, okay.
And when you set up standards for another person, you know they're not gonna meet them. So yeah.
Amazing.
I read in one of these pocket articles that I sometimes cover on the Hake Report,
Right.
how to know if your relationship is heading in the right direction. It doesn't seem like there's a direction in a relationship. I get that there's like a pattern of past and which the stuff that you're doing wrong, you're headed for trouble or whatever, doing right. But I don't think that there's really a direction. It's just the moment because it can change at any moment. Women can be fickle. The male can turn off or on to the right way. So,
Have you ever, when you were dating, have you ever worked on a relationship with a woman?
I plead the fifth. Yeah, kind of. I wasn't thinking of it as that, but it kind of was that because I was turning it into something I wanted to work. And I don't think that one should want something to work. One should just want to, I guess, do what's right or something. Maybe. And then let whatever happens happen.
What a
Because
mess.
you can't really control the other person except to protect yourself and to do right.
So you say you did work on it? You tried to?
I guess. Yeah,
You said you did or didn't?
I
I'm sorry.
said I did.
Okay. And when it didn't go your way, were you hurt by it not going your way?
Yeah, actually. I mean, I was bothered as far as I was wrong in the situations that we were in.
Have you ever worked on a relationship with a woman? When you were dating? Because none of you been married, but when you were dating, did you work on a relationship?
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
And did it work out?
No.
And can you give me, if you can, an example of how you were working on it, trying to make it work?
Yeah, like I said before, just those long sort of conversations where you try to get it to lead somewhere and try to come to some sort of conclusion and try to set up some sort of standard or boundary for yourself, and you're just setting yourself up for failure because you're trying to get something out of the other person. You're trying to set up an expectation.
And were you disappointed or hurt when it didn't work out?
No. I mean, I don't know. I don't know.
All right. Then, have you ever tried to make a relationship work out?
Yeah, all of them. Maybe not so much now, but yeah, for sure.
And when you say not so much now, are you doing it a little bit?
I just don't know yet. I think I'm not. I'll give you guys an update. But yeah, I totally have.
And for those relationships that you tried to make work out, were you disappointed when they didn't work out? Were you hurt by it?
No, I was relieved. But that was because after all the pain, because I was like beta, and so we were trying to work it out. Like I would start relationships and then be fine, and not really care, but then something would get in my head where I'd suddenly start caring about what she thinks. And then we start talking things out, which turns to fighting. And I'm talking about drop down to the knees fights.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I would always tell myself, I'm not going to do that stuff. I'd see that in movies and see that. And then I ended up doing that. To like drop down to the knees fights, like yelling and screaming.
Yeah.
And then it was hard to do the whole breakup thing. So we
You
would
would
just
yell
fight
and
and fight
scream
and
on your
fight.
knees?
Huh?
You would yell and scream on your knees? What do you mean by that?
I just remember one time we were on our knees just like pulling our clothes out of our own, like we were like so angry. We were literally like pulling our clothes, like ready to like almost fight each other. But we wanted to
Pulling
get
each other's?
physical, but we didn't want to touch each other.
Oh, okay.
So we were like on our knees just like, what? Like it was crazy. It was insane. But anyways, I was just happy it was over. We just fight and fight and fight until it would just end. So I was like, oh, finally it's over.
That's true. I was kind of relieved too.
Nice.
It was a mixture of relief and pain that I knew I was wrong in some ways. Anyway.
And have you ever tried to make a relationship worse, Hassan?
Currently,
Currently, what do you mean?
like present time. Yes.
To this day.
To this day.
Oh, so you're working on a relationship now?
Yeah, as we speak.
And what do you mean working on it? What are you doing, if you can say?
Well, I think it's like in any business, the first year is always like the hardest, and then you guys can like.
They fail in the first 3 years.
Yeah, but like I think the first year of just like, especially in marriage, I think that first year is so difficult because like, you guys are not living together probably. It's just like all these different things that.
You married?
No, but I'm just saying, like, whatever, any business, right? Because like marriage in a lot of ways is like looked at as a business, and any business, I just think the first year is the hardest. And then if you could get through it and then have an understanding, then it's like you could be prosperous. But maybe not because it's 70% or whatever.
I know
divorce rate.
people who've been married for 50 years and they still catching hell.
Yeah,
I'm still working on it.
All right.
that's true.
So why do you think after the first year it's going to work?
I think I'm chosen.
Chosen to catch hell?
Yeah. Yeah.
So let me ask, if you say no, a couple should not work on a relationship, why are you working on one?
I think it's a no, but a yes in practical.
What?
Like we have to work on relationships, period, a little bit. Like, business relationships.
So if you say no, a couple should not work on a relationship, why are you working on one?
I said no. I saved myself by starting off with no.
But you said you're working on one.
Yeah, it's true.
But if you know the answer is no, why are you working on it?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. I do things that I don't want to do.
So,
Basically, just that I'm saying that no matter, men and women will, get, like you say, they'll get divorced and then go try to find another girl or another guy. And then they end up just in the same mess or same hell, quote unquote. And so I'm just saying no matter who you're going to be with or what you're going to be dealing with, you're going to be dealing with a mess and hell anyway. So you might as well just face it, go through it. Because no matter where you go, it's going to be that way, I believe.
but if you're not trying to work on a relationship, would you still go through hell?
I mean, there was a caller yesterday that called in. I don't know if it was your show or Hake show, but they did say that if, God, or I mean, you say it too. If God puts, a wife in your life, it's a blessing and there won't be these issues. But I just haven't seen it. So I'm not saying that it's not true. I just don't.
So-
I think you have to do a little bit of.
So if a couple is not working on the relationship, would you still have to go through hell?
Well, I think the working on is the like not running away from it, like going through it. together.
If the couple, whether married or dated, is not working on the relationship, would they still have to go through hell?
Like if they weren't together?
If the married couple or dated couple is not working on the relationship, would they still have to go through hell?
Yeah.
How?
Because if they're still together and they're not working on it, they could still be in hell.
How is that? Y'all want to help him? Help
Yeah,
your
I mean-
brother.
The working
He's sinking.
No, he needs to learn how to swim.
Hate saying you need to learn how to swim.
That's true.
So what?
they say when you're they're training like lifeguards or what are they called? Anyway, if the person's panicking,
Right.
you don't. They train them not to go and help them. If they're panicking and they're just freaking out, you don't go up to them and help them.
Oh, let them sink in the water?
Yeah, because they'll grab onto you and then they'll drag both of you down. And then
Oh,
there's two
yeah.
people. So that you wait till they calm down and then you go help them.
So
Anyway,
that's why you guys are watching Hassan sinking.
They don't want to get drugged down. They don't want to sink too.
Well, what I had said off air was that he wants a relationship so bad that he's willing to just mess up his life to get one.
the working on
'Cause
it
it sounds
is the
like he
hell.
says he knows that it's going to be hell, so might as well dive right in with the worst
But
one
the-
that you can find.
But
Right.
the relationship also, but I agree with that. But I think the relationship can help you see things in yourself to work on yourself.
But you're always getting those opportunities. You shouldn't play God like that
Yeah.
What do you mean? I'm always getting those opportunities.
to see yourself.
I don't- not necessarily in the same way.
Right, but you're not the one to play God to make the decision to bring that hellish woman into your life.
Like, oh God, I'm gonna get me a woman so I can see myself go through hell.
That's true. But
Shout
who's
out to that hellish woman.
But who's to say that?
Shout out to women.
Yeah.
The working on it is the
It's
hell.
not love
That is.
it's not love to dive into that type of thing. You're not showing love to her by jumping in foolhardy like that. Only fools rush in. Elvis said it, and it's a fact.
And where's Elvis now?
Well, it may have been a cover song.
I rest my case.
Maybe Jesus said it. Fools
That's not
rush
a
in.
reason for marriage.
But I think as men, it's important to deal with women so that you can, deal with those things. Because there's a
It's
lot
good to
of
deal with them, but you don't have to
We're
be
not talking
working
about
on it.
dealing with. The question is, should a couple, a man and a woman who are married or dating, work on their relationship?
but that is dealing with it.
No, but you said that.
Working on it is dealing with it.
But you said you gotta have a woman to deal with her. But men is always dealing with women out there. You don't have to be your wife or your girlfriend.
Yeah, but you're not dealing with it in a real way. It ain't in a fire way. Just because you're dealing with the post office lady or the lady at the bank ain't the same as when you in the belly of the beast.
What are you talking about, Nick?
So how's Hake so tough?
He's
Sorry,
looking
Hake.
for he's looking for fire.
At?
I know. Why are you so tough, Nick?
I said, so how's Hake so tough? And I said, sorry, Hake.
Not from looking for fire from a woman.
But it's not the fire from. Anyway, it's not necessarily the fire from the woman, but it's about how I'm reacting.
Come closer to the
while-
mic.
It's about how the man, or me, I'll say specifically, how I'm reacting while in the fire.
Right, but you're the one setting up the fire. Like, let God set the fires, or let God let the fires come to you, rather than playing God.
But who's to say that he's not?
He's not. But you're playing God.
But that's according to Hake.
Are you? Do you differ?
Yeah.
You're not playing God by jumping into a relationship you shouldn't be in.
I'm not saying I am or I am not, but I'm not making a definitive that God didn't or God did.
Because you said that you've said over time that you know something is wrong, but you're still doing it.
With what?
Like working on a relationship, for example.
Meaning that I know that that's the answer to Jesse's question.
How you know that?
But you said
How
spiritually.
you know that?
Because I know that we're not technically supposed to work on, like, in that kind of way, anything. We're supposed to just see it, and that is the work. So I agree with that. But I think that there's a practical thing of like, if you don't face these different things that are, you know, yeah, I just think that you have to face it. You have to face certain things. And you don't have to. You could do like what Paul said, and, you know, it's best not to be married. But
What are you?
Well,
Are you suggesting that Paul didn't face life?
well,
Face the fire?
no, but I think that when he advises that, well, if you're burning, which I think is somewhat of bad advice, but if you're burning in lust, that you should then get married.
You think that's bad advice?
Well, I'm saying I think that it's best not to get married is good advice, but then I think the counter where he says, well, if you're burning in lust, then go ahead and do it. I get what it's saying, but I don't think it's the best advice. But if you are,
He's gonna do it.
But that burning, I think, is not necessarily just I think it's misinterpreted. I think that burning is like what's going on in him, and he has to. This is what God has put in front of him to see that and to overcome it and to deal with it.
Who's he?
Let me do this because of time. Nick, what does it mean to work on a relationship?
Yeah,
How
you know
would
what?
define that.
That's
Hey,
well.
Sean, you need to say something. Don't be you can speak up. Don't be scared.
waiting for the right moment.
This conversation for
spirit
white
leads.
men too.
He's a lifeguard.
Coast Guard is the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I thought he was thinking Marines or something like that.
Oh, you look for
Navy
the word
SEALs.
Coast Guard.
Coast Guard.
Oh,
Yeah, how are you guys seeing work on a relationship? Because to me, that's how I learned like this liberal way of work, like talking it out that I grew up with. That's how I see working on a relationship. Because I don't know if you've noticed the complexity between two people is never really between two people. What is that space between two people? Where is that complexity? It's usually what you're thinking about it. You're like, oh, what is she thinking about what I said? Oh, she saw me this way. I need to make up for that. That's something that's just within you.
Yeah.
So, anyways, working on a relationship to me is, talking.
Right.
About
No, I totally
talking.
agree. I totally agree. To me,
Instead of actually being
yeah.
okay.
To me, working on it, if I had to define it, is setting up expectations for the other person. It's like trying to reach a goal with the other person. Like, oh, I want you to be more like this. I want you to be more like this. And that's evil. Setting up.
I'm not sure actually. I just want. I don't have really a definition.
Oh, I see.
But just thanks. Go ahead.
And you,
Yeah, go ahead.
I think it's working on it means making it a god, one of your gods, for you to chase after rather than only loving God, only trying to direct the outcome like what he said, like what Sean said.
amazing. And you say working on it is what?
Having expectations for the other person.
Oh, I see.
It's another way of having expectations.
And Hassan, what do you mean working on it?
Just in any business relationship, anything. I'm not even talking
No,
about
we
just.
talk about a relationship with a man and a woman.
Yeah,
We're
but
not talking about a business.
well, I kind of look at marriage as business, but
Marriage is not a business. What?
according to the
According to what?
Well, I don't want to say it because I don't want to get the channel in trouble. But the point is that I think that there needs to be, just like even in tendencies and people and different, there's got to be a level of, being malleable.
Being malleable?
Yeah.
What that mean?
Like,
I'm black and slow. I don't know what no malleable mean.
like,
It's like oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah, just there's got to be a understanding of, different, just seeing how people react to things, see how people respond to things, that takes a little bit of time.
Like, are you saying you're gonna have disagreements? You're gonna, do you have an example?
Yeah, I mean, not even disagreements, just the way that maybe two people work, and now they're coexisting in a, I'm going to say the dangerous word here, partnership, but I don't mean that in...
You mean like a man
No,
and a man?
no. I'm
We
saying
talk
that
about
in...
a man and a woman
Anyway.
in a marriage or dating.
Yes, there has to be There's going to be a time where there's going to be, no matter what,
We're
even
talking
if,
about a husband and a wife.
yes. I believe,
A real husband, a real wife.
yeah,
A real
there's
woman.
always going to be an initial combativeness.
Even if you're not working on it.
Yeah.
How can that be if you're not working on it?
Even more so.
How's that?
Because if you're not addressing it, if you're being weak, like a lot of men are for the first couple months of a relationship, just because they want to have the S word, they don't stand up and address things until later on down the road, and now they start saying stuff, and now the woman's like, who is this guy? And the guy's like, well, that was my representative. Now this is really me. And that's the issue, is that people aren't, like, I don't think men are being matadors and taming the bull. We have to address it.
Oh, okay. Let me do this. I got to wind this down. I can't believe the hour's almost up. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. Shameful.
Quick yes or no from all the guys without explanation. Should a man ever at any time, whether he's dating a woman or married to her, whether he's dating a woman or married to her, should a man ever try to please a woman at any time? Hake.
No.
I'm sorry?
I said no.
Sean.
No.
Nick.
No, I know I've paid for it enough. You don't do that.
Whether married or dating, and they're in a relationship, you say no, the man should never try to please the woman.
Never.
What do you say, Hassan?
You can please her by not pleasing her.
No, the question is...
It was a yes or no.
No, it's a yes or no question. Should a man ever, at any point, whether marriage or dating, should a man ever try to please a woman?
For the sake of trying to save myself, no.
What do you mean for the sake of trying to save yourself?
I'm just joking.
Oh,
No.
okay. And then the second question, and final. I go back around the room real fast, just a yes or no answer. I'll start with you, Hassan. Since I started with hate. No, I started with Anchor Baby. Should a man or a woman, in this case, should a man or a woman ever at any point marry a woman or a man who's already been married with children? Anchor Baby.
I don't know.
You don't
Should
know?
I say that again one more time? For me?
Should a man or a woman, should a man get involved with a woman who already been married to have children, or should a woman get involved with a man who already been married to have children?
I don't know. I wouldn't do that. I don't know if it's wrong.
Give me a yes or no. I didn't ask if it's wrong or right.
Okay. No.
What?
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
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 Hassan,
I'm about to do it.
do what?
It was a yes or no.
Right. I ain't trying to get you in
Yes.
personal business. Huh?
Whoa.
Oh, see the mics. The mic is
Mike is rebelling.
the mic's rebelling.
Sorry, headphones.
We gotta go handheld.
I'm
He's
not
making it
trying
work.
to get you to put
He's
your personal
rapid.
business out there. I'm just asking questions.
I'm
that
gonna
people
say-
ask me when I'm out and about or at some type of meeting or something. So that's why I'm asking these questions.
Yes.
A man should get, or a woman should get, involved with a man who already been married with children, or a man should get involved with a woman who's already been married with children. You say yes?
Should is an interesting operative word there, but
Any day now.
yeah, I'm just gonna go yes to be contrary.
No, I want what you really think. Not.
Well,
no
I must really
contrary.
think it because that is also my reality. So yes, I gotta say yes because I'd be lying.
Oh, okay. So you're saying a yes, or a man or woman should do that,
Not necessarily. You wouldn't be lying. You wouldn't necessarily be lying.
right?
Well, I don't necessarily think that should is interesting. I'm not sure. I mean, I think now that any marriage.
I asked for a yes or no, not
Okay.
a long discussion.
Yes, I said yes.
So a man or a woman should get involved. A woman should get involved with a man who's been married with children, or a man should get involved with a woman who's been married with children?
Can I extend the answer?
No.
Okay.
I just need a yes or no.
Yes.
You say yes? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Closing remarks. I got to run.
Oh, I mean, I just, I have stuff on my mind, but I don't know how to express it. But
Something's on my mind.
one thing I would say is,
it's been bothering me for a long, long time.
one should heed the warnings that you know it, because sometimes you know something is wrong and you still do it.
That's amazing to me that we can know the truth but yet do wrong.
Yeah.
Apparently, we don't know the truth if we still do wrong. We just intellectually know the truth.
Right. But I feel like one should still heed the warnings the best you can.
Right. It's like your parent really tell you the truth about something, and even though you might not believe it, but they tell you the truth, the warning is there. You should not do it. So just don't do it.
Yeah.
Because if you do it anyway, it's just going to be pure trouble.
Right.
Right?
Yep. Nice.
My closing statement would be that I agree, but I think that there can be marriage in the fallen state or in the fallen nature without kids, without divorce, and you think you're doing it right, but it's still fallen state. It's still same thing. So
But that's a reason to do wrong?
I'm just saying it's all probably wrong.
What do you mean by that?
Meaning that just because we look at like, oh, this is divorce or this is kids or this person isn't, but you're still getting married for the wrong reason because you're burning in lust.
Jesus called it adultery.
Called what adultery?
Divorce and remarriage.
We gotta check that. We gotta check this. We gotta check the records.
Bring him in. Where is he?
Hassan, does it matter that it hurt the children when that happens? Or should the man and the woman just do what they want to do and the hell with the children feeling?
No, it matters.
It matters? But should the man and the woman still do it anyway, even though it hurt the children? We
No.
are on the
No.
radio.
No.
On the radio. On the
No.
radio.
I guess no. Yeah.
I'm sorry?
I mean, if we're saying that's the sole thing that's
No, the question is, even though it hurt the children, should the man and the woman do it anyway? That's how they want to.
should no.
I'm sorry?
Should no.
Oh, okay. Will you say that, Nick? A quick yes or no?
No, they shouldn't.
What do you say?
I believe it was the Eagles who once said, and I know it wasn't you who held me down. Heaven knows it wasn't you who set me free. Oftentimes it happens that we live our lives in chains, and we never even know we have the key.
Wow.
Bars.
That's so deep.
Are you looking for me for my last word?
Yeah.
After that.
I know.
I already gave my last word. I was the
Oh.
first one to give my last word.
Oh, okay. Amazing. Let me hear from my experts. Thank you, guys. These are questions that I get you guys be surprised. And sometimes they be so good, I write them down, and I'm like, okay, I'll ask my experts about this. So thank you guys for your expert input.
Nice.
Amazing.